I'm David Diaz de Leon.
John Ford.
Salvador Ferreira.
There was a great sense of heroes that American Galveston in particular, was going places and could do no wrong. This quote by Eric Larson proclaims that Galveston had a reputation from the past and was only going to advance farther in the future. For today's speech, I have the following sources: inspirationalstories.com, upload.wikimedia for our Galveston map, portofgalveston.com documents, portofgalveston.com about us, balinese.net, history.com, texastribune.org. Now, before we go into our speech, let's look at it. My name is Christopher Ford. I'm here to talk to you about Galveston, Texas. We're going to cover 3 points today. First, we're going to cover the superior accomplishments of Galveston. Next, we're going to talk about Galveston's unusual accomplishments. Lastly, we're going to talk about the way in which Galveston has overcome its obstacles. This is a map of Galveston, as you can see. Galveston is a barrier island located 50 miles south of Houston. Galveston is approximately 28 miles in length and 3.5 miles in width. As you can see, Galveston is unprotected right on the Gulf of Mexico. The superior accomplishments of Galveston. Galveston is known for its port of Galveston. In 1825, the Congress of Mexico designated Galveston the provisional port and customs entry for the area. Galveston has been known for a port city for almost 200 years. Port of Galveston has grown since its development in 1825. After being under Mexico, then under Texas, now officially part of the United States, we've seen the port transform over time. By the 1900s, Galveston was the leading U.S. port for export of cotton and the third most important for export of wheat. The Port of Galveston currently moves roughly 5 million cruise passengers through its port, while at the same time providing employment to over 200,000 people. With a port of this caliber and growing constantly, we see that it continues to be on a global scale, competing with ports such as Port of Houston, Port of Port Arthur. Galveston, along with its ports, has lived a long past. Many individuals have come and gone, as well as many different varieties of business, whether it be retail businesses, illegal gaming, or other businesses. The unusual accomplishments of Galveston. Galveston was formerly known as the gaming center for the stars of yesteryear. In the past, Galveston had a few clubs and different variety shows that partook in illegal gaming, such as the Balinese Room. A quote here from the Balinese Room: "Way back in post-World War II Texas, one nightclub stood above the rest. It offered the best entertainers, the hottest crowds, and the best illegal gambling in the state. It was the infamous Balinese Room on Galveston Island, the swankiest spot on the Gulf Coast." This quote, taken from the Balinese Room history, proclaims the Balinese Room's history and proclaims the reputation that it once had among the stars. In its heyday, the Balinese played host to high rollers from all over the country, including local legends Glenn McCarthy, Diamond Jim West, and Howard Hughes. The showroom featured headlines such as Frank Sinatra, Sophie Tucker, Burns and Allen, Bob Hope, and Jack Benny. With stars like this coming to Galveston before the development of Las Vegas and other gambling towns, we see that Galveston had a reputation for illegal gaming. Although the gaming conducted was illegal, the Balinese Room still continued to chug on. For many years, the Balinese resisted attempts to shut down its illegal activities. According to one former employee, the Balinese was raided on 64 consecutive nights without a single bust. After some time, the gaming operation was raided and the concept of gaming in Galveston was put to an end. Although Galveston has had many accomplishments and stories, it has also faced many obstacles in its past. Galveston has overcome many obstacles. Galveston has faced many hurricanes, but perhaps the worst storm ever hit was a 1900 storm. On September 8, 1900, a Category 4 hurricane ripped through Galveston, Texas, killing an estimated 6,000 to 8,000 people. At the time of the 1900 hurricane, Galveston, nicknamed the Oleander City, was filled with vacationers. Sophisticated weather forecasting technology didn't exist at that time, but the U.S. Weather Bureau issued warnings telling people to move to higher ground. However, these advisories were ignored by many vacationers and residents alike. A 15-foot storm surge flooded the city, which was then situated at least 9 foot below sea level. And numerous homes and buildings were destroyed. The hurricane remains the worst weather-related disaster in U.S. history in terms of loss of life. With devastation like this, Galveston had no choice but to rebuild, and all citizens had to pitch in and contribute. With citizens pitching in and everyone contributing in, the city was built back to what it was before the 1900 storm. Many storms have hit the island, but only one major has caused destruction in my lifetime. This being Hurricane Ike. Hurricane Ike in September of 2009. Ike was directly responsible for at least 153 deaths, 17 of them in Texas. The storm caused more than $50 billion in damage, making it what probably was the costliest hurricane ever to hit the state, according to the Governor's Commission for Disaster Recovery and Renewal. This storm caused Galveston population to go down drastically, but still those who remain lived the Galveston dream and contributed back and built back the city. In all, Galveston has had an interesting past, not only economically, but also environmentally, with the people there being the drivers of the Galveston's future. I celebrate and remember Galveston for its superior accomplishments, because of its unusual accomplishments, and lastly for its obstacles. Galveston has transformed over the years and needs to head in a direction that will bring tourists and new citizens who treasure Galveston and want to be part of the living legacy that it has been in the past. Thank you.